So let us now begin with our new topic related to electricity. So you may wonder, guys, what are the sources of electricity and how electricity works? Why do you think that nowadays at this present time, okay, with our modern technology, electricity works for everything? Part of our introduction, what is meant by electricity and how does it work? So electricity is what we call movement. It is a flow of electrons. Take note on this. I'll repeat. The word electricity means to say it is a flow of electrons, okay, that creates and converts various types of energy in different activities in our daily life. So that's usually invisible. The current, the flow of electrons is invisible, but the level is high. The energy level is high. So it is invisible force that provides light. So light of our bulb, our fluorescent, so different sources of lights that we use every day, every night. And then heat for different purposes. To work our machines, our appliances at home, and even our cooking activity. Sounds. So we were able to produce sounds because of electricity. Our laptop component, our speakers and sound system component works well when we have very important events or just for listening music or having fun, watching televisions and other activities. Next one, motion. So, why is it motion? Because we are able to convert chemical reactions by letting our car, motorcycle move. Different types of transportation use battery, which is usually works for mechanical energy in order that our different transportation can travel so far. Okay? In a long distance travel. So because of the battery and mechanical parts that used to generate or operated by means of electricity. So all mechanical and electrical parts works together in order to convert heat into electricity, and of course it leads to our several or different transportations to work and move. Okay? So electricity has something to do with some elements. And what is the most important component in wiring component of electrical materials? So one of the most important conducting materials is what we call copper. Okay? Copper is an element that usually found in our periodic table. Okay? So this is very essential, in order that electricity can flow and easily conducts heat and electricity in a wiring component. That is why we always observe or notice that in a wire component, the innermost layer composed of copper. So remember, elements is the simplest form of matter, right? Atom, that is the smallest piece of an element containing all the properties of the element. So metallic properties. Metallic properties can easily conduct heat and electricity. Take note on this. Okay? And remember, those metallic properties like copper are found in our periodic table of elements. So electricity component, according to atomic level, the components of an atom like nucleus. Remember that nucleus is the control center portion of an atom containing the protons and neutrons. Okay? So the nucleus is the control center of an atom. Okay? In which those atomic particles, like protons and neutrons, join together. However, the negative charge always be around the orbitals. They are not getting closer with the protons and neutrons. It's because of the attraction and high level of energy of electrons. So the protons is a positive charged atomic particles. Neutrons, that is uncharged or zero charge in atomic particles. Again guys, what is the charge of protons? Positive, negative? Positive. How about neutrons? Zero or neutral charge. What about electrons? Negative charge. Right? So please take note about it. Those are the importance of atomic particles in the components of atom. Then we have also to take note about atomic number. The atomic number is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Then another point, we need to remember this, the atomic number identifies the element in which, how many protons are in this nucleus, based on what particular element we use, either under the property of metallic properties or non-metallic properties. So, electricity of atomic level. Remember again, electrons. This is one of the most common term that we often used and even learn when it comes to electricity. Because in electricity, this is one of the main factor in which the source of electron is present. The source of electrical energy is present due to the flow of electrons. So in electrons orbital, orbits in which electrons move around the nucleus of an atom. So this is basically what it stated. That one, the presence of valence electrons. The outermost ring of electrons in an atom. While electrons orbital, those are the orbits in which electrons move around the nucleus. So what have you noticed in here? These are the indicators of electrons. They always go around the orbitals within the orbit. But they won't get closer to the nucleus and protons because nucleus and protons, okay? The neutrons and protons are within the nucleus. Okay, they are just close friends between neutrons and protons. Within the nucleus is the control center of an atom. However, the electrons always, okay, very far from them. Electrons don't like to be their close friends. Okay? Electrons keep on roaming around far away from the nucleus. Okay? Due to its high level of attraction of energy. Do you understand, guys? That's the reason. So in this case, electricity at atomic level of electrons, like orbit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the maximum electrons 1, okay? Orbital 1 is 2, then followed by 8. So it will occupy, based on the original component of the number of electrons. Like this, like that. So this is mainly the role of the electrons that usually orbits around the orbitals. So orbits closest to the nucleus fill first, then followed by the second layer, third layer, fourth layer, then the outermost layer. Okay? So electricity at the atomic level. Electrons orbit atoms like to have their valence ring either filled with 8 or empty 0 of electrons. So what is the atomic number of copper? Atomic number of copper belongs to number 29, right? Okay. So aside from that, copper contains also with atomic mass. Am I right? So how many electrons in the valence orbit? Is copper a conductor? So when you talk about valence, in valence orbit, it has 1. The copper a conductor or insulator? What do you think? What type of materials, okay, is the copper? Conductor or insulator? We are conductor. So because copper easily conducts heat and electricity, that is the important wiring component. Important materials in a wiring component. Alright? So